Zach Cooks looking to pick up where he left off. 25 yesterday. DeGroff and Guy to jump it up. Guy wins the tap. And I was mistaken. Stony Brook in white and NJIT in red today as they swap. Policelli feeding the post, going right back into Sales. And they throw two guys at him this time. Guy. Silky smooth, but cannot connect that time. Rebounded by Cooks.
Looked like Stony Brook came out, tried to throw the ball inside and get Sales going again. Great defensive effort.
Jesse, there are the keys for the game. What do you think?
Yeah, NJIT's got to control the paint and not let Stony Brook get second shots. They did a great job blocking out there and not letting them around the basket offensively.
O'Hearn hemmed in. 4 on the shot clock for DeGroff. Got to let it fly. He does so. But Policelli pulls the rebound. Going back to Sales, who dominated yesterday. Policelli, the lefty, with the freshman Gray on him. Green's 3. Good box out.
Another great defensive effort by NJIT there. Stony Brook looks a little stagnant offensively, standing around with the ball on the post.
DeGroff can't connect. Ooh, a pile up going for the rebound. DeGroff and Guy.
No, it's interesting to see what happens here. You know, basketball, it's a game of talent. And certainly for Coach Ford, he's been around the block. And we'll see what kind of adjustments he makes out there.
Ooh, it looked like Green took the worst of that one, and DeGroff getting tough on the ground. It's like a football Sunday out there on the basketball court. O'Hearn, too long, rebounded by Guy. Guy driving on Brinson. And Cook sticks his nose in there for the rebound, his second.
Doing a good job on the glass there, as you mentioned. He's a very good rebounder for his size.
Makai Gray, the freshman out of Putnam Science Academy in Connecticut. 9 Division I players on that team last year. Went to Henry Hudson High School his first 3 years. Rodriguez pulls the trigger and hits a 2, foot on the line.
Rodriguez throws the first blow in that matchup with Cooks. He really had a great second half yesterday, and he can do an awful lot of things offensively to get this Stony Brook team going.
Rodriguez at 14.6 assists yesterday. O'Hearn short, and Guy swoops in for another rebound, and a foul on DeGroff. And NJIT really needs to keep him out of foul trouble because Suleiman Diakate, the normal starter at center, has been hurt lately. Right shoulder injury. It's been popping in and out. He is expected to play.
Yeah, they certainly don't want him picking one up 75 feet from the basket after the possession was basically over.
Guy feeding the post, and Green was held back. Jesse, you didn't get to coach in this building, but 4,000 seats, perfect for NJIT, for this conference, for America East. Obviously, as they get it into Green. A shame that we can't have fans this year. Green off the mark, but what a palace this is.
Yeah, President Bloom and the athletic director Lenny Kaplan, hats off to them. They put together an unbelievable facility. Obviously, Andrew Schwartz helping out in that process greatly.
Gray misses the 3, and it's rebounded by Rodriguez, the point guard. Looking to push. Slow start offensively for both teams. Great D by Gray. He's so long.
He did a great job yesterday. Obviously, Policelli's one of their main cogs, leading scorer. 1 basket yesterday.
Sales fouled. If it's DeGroff, it's his second, and it is. And quickly, we're going to see Suleiman Diakate, the sophomore from Mali, I'd imagine.
Good call, Dave. He's coming to the table right now. Both fouls by DeGroff are fouls that were totally avoidable. You need things to break right, especially when you have injuries going on, and you don't want to get too deep in a roster and bringing in guys who really haven't been out there playing as much. So hopefully he'll be able to come back in and give him some minutes. Now, I know Coach Kennedy isn't sad to have Diakite on the floor because he brings an awful lot to him. He did a great job defensively yesterday, had a couple block shots, and just his physical presence really helps out their defense.
Even though he was limited physically, he was plus 12. That was second on the team. 4 points, 5 rebounds, only 1 turnover. Played well all around.
Just how he's built, it's hard to imagine he's got some limitations out there. But his shoulder is really banged up for sure.
Gray to Brinson. Brinson was a little quiet yesterday. He's been the most consistent Highlander this year. A terrific talent. Cooks with the floater. Gee saves it. Traveling violation on Rodriguez. The turnovers were the bugaboo for Stony Brook yesterday in the first half. They lead NJIT by 1, 15:48 left in the first.
Came in with 4 points. They outscored Stony Brook 31-7 from off the bench. And again, Zach Cooks looked way more like the Zach Cooks we know with 25 points.
That number at the bottom was a big one. Stony Brook just 3 for 20 from deep. Hard to win a college basketball game like that. The perimeter D was stout for the Highlanders. So we're back underway. NJIT in red today with O'Hearn feeding Brinson. Knocked away by Omar Habwe. Gee, Slinky hits it, and he's fouled.
Big thing for NJIT is to really do a good job in transition. They cannot allow Stony Brook to rebound the ball and get the ball all the way down into the lane. They're going to have an advantage. Someone like he's just so hard to guard. He's just so long and very skilled. He can go left, he can go right, and right now he's got the and one on a little Euro step.
NJIT will dip into the bench here. Miles Coleman, who had a dozen yesterday, in, along with Diego Willis. And we also have Antoine Booty Butler, the junior from Philadelphia, running the point now. Cook stays in, as he usually does. Right near the top of the league in minutes. Diakite poked away by Green. NJIT will keep it with 11 on the shot clock.
Stony Brook very aggressive offensively. As I said earlier, talent's one thing, adjustments are another, and Gino came out with a little double in the post and really bothered Diakite.
Coleman, good look inside to Cooks. Dropping dimes.
Coach Kennedy, great out-of-bounds play. Throughout the year, they've gotten a lot of baskets on out-of-bounds underneath.
One of the marks of a good coach. Rodriguez cut off. Rodriguez left open. Willis off the boards.
Got to win all those loose balls when they hit the deck. Again, one and done for Stony Brook, which is a huge key. And here's another huge key for NJIT. Miles Coleman has just been instant offense for them, averaging only about 17 minutes a game. And other than Brinson, probably the most consistent scorer night in and night out. And when he was out with the high ankle sprain and missed 4 games, it really hurt the rotation and spurtability for NJIT.
The Floridian, who played for 2 junior colleges, Santa Fe College and Indian River State in Florida, gets his Division I shot, and he is making the most of it. He's been impressive since coming back from the ankle injury. Knocks down 1. Stony Brook by 1, 14.5 left here in the first half in Newark. America East going to the back-to-back scheduling this year. Highlanders won by 9 yesterday. Omar Habwe is fouled by Diakite.
You know, those back-to-back games, you really find out a lot about what your team is. And unfortunately, because of the COVID and lack of practices and pauses, both these coaches have been through the ringer in terms of trying to get consistency and trying to find out which lineups work best. And you're kind of having to find that out on the fly.
So difficult. Gino Ford goes to the bench as Jordan McKenzie enters, and Policelli is back in. Rodriguez sits, and so does Green. Omar Habwe, the Mount St. Mary's transfer out of the NEC, connects.
Coach Kennedy up calling the play.
Willis forcing it in there. Good D by Stevenson Moore. NJIT will keep it.
Again, Stony Brook really putting great pressure on the basketball. NJIT's got to get a little more movement offensively and open up some shots.
With a win today, the Highlanders can go to 500 overall and in league play. Butler beat the shot clock but couldn't hit it. Butler falls. Power play here for Stony Brook. Policelli left open. Gee swooping in for the rebound. And that was ugly. Offensive foul.
Dave, how about the ability that Gee has on the floor? Rebounds the ball at his size, brings it up, passes it, and then swoops in for an offensive rebound to give him another opportunity. And Policelli wide open, doing what he does best and better than most, and he still can't find the range here.
Gee is an intriguing player. Hasn't hit a three yet this year, but he's a good shot blocker, ball handler. Cooks, stops, pops. Nope. Cooks had 25 yesterday, but it was efficient. It was within the offense. McKenzie hits it, and he's fouled.
Just overclosed out a little bit right there. McKenzie is not a three-point threat. He looks to drive the ball, get in the lane. He's been around the program for 4 years. He's the one, I guess he's the old man on the roster in terms of years spent at Stony Brook with all the transfers and junior college kids that Gino and his staff have brought in.
6 team fouls already on NJIT, so Stony Brook just one away from being in the bonus early in this first half. They lead it by 5. Coleman trying to skip pass over a 6'7" long arm Policelli. Policelli tied up, held ball, and Stony Brook will keep it. One of the earlier fouls changed to Miles Coleman, so he has 1. DeGraff is sitting with 2. Diakite only 1.
It'll be interesting to see how long Coach Kennedy can go with Diakite when he's really on short minutes because of his injury.
Brinson all over Policelli, got in his cylinder and pushed him. That's a foul.
How big is that cylinder they talk about right there?
Yeah, it seemed pretty small. That's what I told you before the game. Stay out of my cylinder. Don't be a close talker.
No issues there. I'll leave all the close talking to Coach Capster over in Brooklyn.
That guy's got to update his references. Policelli hits the free throw, 82%, third in America East. Coming into the weekend, he had made 21 of his last 22 free throws. It's pretty good.
You know, and offensively, he's so good shooting the standstill three, and he's got a little James Harden step back. When you're struggling like that, the best place to go is to the foul line and get yourself going a little bit.
Seawolves take their largest lead. Butler Off the mark from 17. Looked like Diakite touched it last, and he did, according to Damon Williams. NJIT has been unable to get Brinson involved this weekend.
Yeah, he made a great play against his zone yesterday, but other than that, he really hasn't stood out. I thought maybe today he could be the guy that could provide the spark for NJIT. You know, really a lot of their of the points yesterday came off the bench for him with 31 of their points yesterday, of their 71.
Policelli now 2 for his last 20 from 3. And this is a good shooter.
I'll tell you what, though, he's guarding out there. Willis hasn't gotten an inch to get his shot off.
Brinson doubled. And he traveled. Highlanders with their third turnover. They had only 7 in the victory yesterday. Timeout on the floor, 11:39 left here in the first half. It's 12-5 here with 11:39 left in the first half.
Dave, so much of what happens on these back-to-backs is the mental aspect of it. You know, mental and physical, coming out ready to go and playing with energy.
Policelli with a smaller man on him. Oh, he got hit right in the head. They rung his bell. He bumped heads, I think, with Willis. They should probably check on Policelli. He's holding his neck. He ran into the basket stanchion as well. He stays in there. Cooks leaning. He's fouled. Jordan McKenzie got him.
For NJIT to be successful, as they were yesterday, they got to get from the perimeter to the lane and get to the line. They outscored Stony Brook by 9 points yesterday from the line. And at the end of the day, that was the difference in the game, winning by 9 points.
That is why they pay you the big bucks, Jess. I hadn't even thought of that. It's an excellent point. 15 out of 21 is 71%. And Stony Brook went only 6 for 9 from the line.
Yeah, my America East resume of being in Vermont and getting that diploma just came into play finally.
Here's Cooks. He's got it.
I don't think I could have gotten into NJIT, to be honest.
Join the club.
Too much math and science here.
Poked away by Brinson. Stony Brook will keep it. Brian Kennedy hoping for a sweep this weekend against Stony Brook and move up in the rankings. NJIT could move into 5th in the 10-team America East. Rodriguez hits.
Tough shot. Diakite really challenged that one, and he got it over his outstretched arm.
Willis left open, deep 3.
Policelli's returning the favor defensively, harassing Willis at the three-point line.
Highlanders 2 for 12 from the field here at the outset. Poked away, stolen by Diakite.
Stony Brook's doing a great job on defensive transition, really not letting NJIT get into the lane.
It is so hard to sweep these back-to-back games.
Haven't been in the Ivy League for the last 10 years. I'm pretty aware of that one. It is really tough. Just from the mental part of the team that lost being excited to come back and make up for it the next game.
Sales, 29 yesterday. He's been quiet so far today. Poked away. Active hands for the Highlanders. Rodriguez, no. Highlander ball.
Since that last timeout, NJIT has really picked it up in their man-to-man defense. They're really putting a lot of pressure on the basketball. Other than Rodriguez's tough shot, you've definitely seen a big difference, and I could see this being a very low-scoring half, and it's certainly on its way to that.
Teams have combined to go 0 for 9 from downtown. colder
pass.
than this Newark afternoon, and it is bitter out there. Bakary in for the first time this weekend, and he cannot connect. Tokes Bakary, the freshman from here in Newark, St. Benedict's High School. Adetokumbo is his given name, but everybody calls him Tokes. And NJIT will have it after another good defensive stand.
As we were talking about earlier, adjustments. They're not going to let Sales go for 29 again today. You see, as soon as he puts the ball on the deck, NJIT's doubling down or getting a hand in there and really distracted him. And obviously, Diakite is a different body to go against than DeGraff's.
Only 1 point today for Sales. O'Hearn is back in, feeding Brinson with Gee on him. Brinson rejected by Gee, but fouled. Just the 14th foul on Stony Brook, but it was a shooting foul. So Brinson to the line, where he is a 57% shooter this year.
NJIT is a very good foul shooting team, but Brinson's probably not one of the best ones that they have. Their guards were all, well into the upper 70 percentile. It was interesting that he went one-on-one against Gee, who was, a shot blocker extraordinaire. He had 9 last weekend in the 2 games, and if they could get him out of the game, that might open up drives to the basket, because you always have to be aware of where he is.
Leighton Elliott Sewell, a junior from Derby, England, is in for Stony Brook, along with Rodriguez, Green, Policelli, and Sales. And Policelli with another rebound.
Sewell's very good on the offensive glass, as is Green, so clearing misses right here is going to be big for NJIT.
Sales left alone. Maybe his right arm is tired from all that scoring yesterday.
I saw him come out for warm-ups. He looked like the happiest kid in Newark. He was still on a high from yesterday, and he had a terrific day yesterday. It's really fun to watch him at work.
So Bakary is in there at guard instead of Butler right now. Brinson. Bakary operating, rejected by Sales. Stony Brook has so much length. They lead it by 6 with 7:42 left in the first half. NJIT shooting just 14%. Kai Gray will start this possession on the bench. He started the game today, his 4th straight start. NJIT going with Bakary, Diakite, Brinson, Cooks, and O'Hearn. 7 on the shot clock. Cooks dragged that pivot foot, got away with it. Bakary launches, hits the 3. They'll have to go to the table to check it, but what a shot from Tokes.
Coach Kennedy designed a great play, a little screener. They might want to get to that back door that you were talking about yesterday, where Coach Kennedy was kind of brought up in that type of atmosphere.
Well, I think they got it right, called it a 2, and it does count. So the lead is down to 4. Inside 7.5 minutes left in the first half. Green bowls over his man. That should be an offensive foul. And it is.
There was a good pause there. I thought the official on the ball was calling that. I didn't see the guy at half court. Either one could have called. It was an easy call. And the right one.
Oh, by the way, under the hard to sweep category, Albany is beating New Hampshire after losing yesterday 40-18. 3 minutes left in the first half there. 40-18, Albany on top in America East action.
Coach Harrian's team has really been playing well. That's a very surprising score.
Sales hits it, and he's fouled.
Brinson's got to step up right there. outside from underneath the basket and really affect the pass. Sales was able to catch it and had plenty of time to gather and go up to the basket. That's kind of how he got it going yesterday as well. And then he built his confidence from there.
We may have to go to the record books for lowest scoring first halves for NJIT particularly, but also combined. 16-10, Stony Brook. Put it in perspective, Highlanders and the Seawolves both average about 70 points per game. Coleman misses. Stolen by Bakary.
Boy, Zach Hooks is really doing a good job on Rodriguez.
They have the bigger Policelli on him. Cooks.
Oh, he got hit right there.
Good rebound.
Looks a little frustrated.
Now 1 out of 6. Here's Rodriguez. Got away with a travel perhaps. Sales 3. Not that time. Cleared by Sewell. Green rejected by Diakite. Get that out of here.
Sewell and Green both just chase offensive rebounds from the perimeter. They got to find those two guys and not allow Stony Brook multiple possessions. Watch Rodriguez on quick handoffs here on out-of-bounds plays, looking to shoot from behind.
That's exactly what they try. The two-man game with Hobway. Rodriguez way off the mark.
I'll tell you what, the refs are letting them play, and that's good, because these teams are pretty evenly matched, and they're both playing very hard.
O'Hearn cut off. Coleman's 3.
All those went in yesterday for NJIT. They just got to keep grinding it out defensively, which they are doing, and just wait until they start making buckets.
Teams have combined to go 8 for 38 from the field. And an offensive foul.
Rodriguez used his outside arm to clear out after he had jump stopped. He's getting frustrated as well. Both teams just terrific defense. They're helping each other. They're helping the helper. They're really doing a terrific job in all respects.
Butler back in for the Highlanders. Coleman to O'Hearn, who's been quiet. Cut off. 6 on the shot clock. O'Hearn launches and hits. That's 3. NJIT's first three-pointer of the game, and it cuts the lead to 3. Hobway stripped. Butler. O'Hearn in the open floor.
Stony Brook's got numbers.
Hobway's 3. Stony Brook 0 for 7 from downtown. So that makes them 3 for 27 this weekend here in Newark.
And not by accident either. A lot of it has to do with that ball pressure, running them off the line. Good game plan.
O'Hearn cut off again. Butler finding Diakite too deep. And he stepped out of bounds. Takes us to a timeout with 3:56 left in the first half. Highlanders chipping away at it. Stony Brook with a 3-point lead here.
Especially in a game like today, the better off you're going to be. I'm sure Coach Kennedy he's a ball handler. He's been around the game a long time, so he's really prided himself and his team on not turning the ball over, and they followed suit. And speaking about today, it's not often when you shoot 17%, you're only down 3, so he's got to be happy about that.
Policelli way off the mark, and Highlanders will have a chance to tie here. They have Coleman, Bakary, Butler, O'Hearn, and Diakite in the game, with Cooks getting a rest. He's actually going to go to the table here. Butler to O'Hearn. They dig down on him, and they're kind of gone to school on O'Hearn, throwing some doubles at him. And a timeout called by Stony Brook, as Green was held by Bakary there.
No question, go to the basket.
The rotations and get some new guys integrated into the system. 7 new players for NJIT, 8 transfers on the roster this year for Gino Ford. It's hard to build continuity.
Yeah, and then throw COVID in and the pauses. And, you know, what Gino Ford's doing with his team is really unbelievable, because they all had to just meet each other this year, and they certainly played it together like they've been around each other.
Green hits for Stony Brook, and they go up 5 at the 3-minute mark here in the first half. You have to hand it to these players what they've been through, multiple quarantines and pauses, and not being able to work out with the full team as the Akate cannot hang on to it. They're really doing a service, Jesse, to all student athletes across Division I, because the NCAA basketball tournament, men's tournament, has to be played this year to support all of college sports to get things back to normal.
No question. When you start looking at the dollars, it makes a lot of sense for these guys to get going. But what they're going through to get on the court is my hat's off to all the athletic directors, trainers, and physicians, as well as obviously the players and the coaches, to make it possible. And then as fans, we get to enjoy it once March and April come along.
Right. And these guys just love to play. It's what they do. Hobway, 6 on the shot clock. Rejected. A combination of Coleman and Diakite.
Diakite, great block. He also got hit in the face by the outstretched hands there. He's trying to shake it off a little bit. What a tough kid.
4 on the shot clock. Sales. 1 on the shot clock. Green puts it back. I don't know if that hit the rim.
Yeah, I think it grazed the front rim. We've talked about this for 2 days now. Got to keep Green off the glass. Foul trouble kept him out of yesterday's game, and he's doing what he does best, which is he's got that junkyard dog mentality. He's going to scrap, and that effort of getting second chance points has paid off for him in consecutive trips.
Cooks got fouled by McKenzie again. Stony Brook trying to go to 500 on the year. They have their largest lead in this game. Diego Willis is back in, replacing O'Hearn, who's been in a slump. He was great early in the year. He's averaging 12 points per game. Was the leading scorer in several contests. Had 26 in the win at Vermont. Had 19 in a big win at Ryder.
He was spectacular at Vermont, shooting threes, getting to the rim. You know, he just ran into a little bit of a slump, and he needs to shake it off. He banged a 3 already today, and you just got to pick his spots, especially when Guy's in the game, because there's no freebies getting to the rim.
Rodriguez driving into traffic. McKenzie's 3. NJIT ball.
That's the 3rd or 4th time in a row where NJIT has not cleared the possession. You play defense as hard as you can. The shot goes up. The possession doesn't end until you get it. And Stony Brook's really taking advantage of banging the offensive glass and picking up some extra points.
Jesse, you and I both watch a lot of college basketball, obviously, as Coleman grazes the front of the rim. I don't know that I've seen three-point shooting like this in some time. These teams have combined to go 1 for 17 from downtown.
I've seen it by one team, but not by both. And this happens a lot on these back-to-back games.
Sales was fouled.
I don't think teams, just from watching, and that's all I've been able to do this year is watch a lot. I don't think teams really have their shooting legs back. You know, the teams like the Gonzagas really had it going, but they really haven't had any pauses. So teams that have had pauses, you're just not ready to play. You can go in the gym and shoot all you want, unless you have that game readiness of running up and down and shooting tired and the game speed. It's a tough thing, and we're witnessing it for sure right now.
Kel DeGroff has missed most of the first half with 2 fouls, but he comes back in here for the last minute 3. Diakite takes a seat. Sales with a career-high 29 yesterday. Misses the free throw, but Rodriguez, he can't put it back either. Coleman always looking to go. Wild shot. Sales. Tough shot. Good D by DeGroff. Green is fouled.
There he is on the offensive glass again. This is third time in the last 4 or 5 possessions. He's their leading rebounder at his size. He's just so hard to guard because he can put the ball down. He can shoot it from the perimeter. And they love to run a little set where they run a flex cut to throw him into the post. And he's obviously very good at getting the ball to the rim and getting to the line.
Brinson is back in for the Highlanders. He'll play with Willis, DeGroff, Cooks, and Butler. Green with one more coming. The junior from Queens. The boy from New York City is a Manhattan transfer. One second differential on the shot and game clock. Butler.
Look for them to go into a high ball screen with DeGroff here and play out of that. Look for them to switch too.
DeGroff left open for 3. Couldn't get it. Butler, time on the clock. And that is the end of the first half. Stony Brook has taken their largest lead, 21. Our buddy Miles Rudnick went back into the record books, and in the last 11 years at least, fewest points in a half for NJIT. These 13 that they scored in the first half today. The previous low, 14 against St. John's back in 2012. So they have a lot to overcome here in the second half. Same starters here in half number 2. O'Hearn off to Brinson. They're playing with DeGroff, Gray, and Cooks. Gray, the freshman. DeGroff left wide open. That's 3. Kill DeGroff.
Both post guys were sitting in the lane defensively. DeGroff was standing there at the 3. They weren't guarding him, and I'm glad he caught the ball and looked right at the basket.
Juan Felix Rodriguez, the scoring point guard for Stony Brook, drives by his man. DeGroff with the defense. Taken away by O'Hearn. Sales hit the deck. 2-on-1. Gray. No. Got to finish that.
Nice pass. Tough look. Ball just spun right out.
Good D again. 2 deflections in that possession for NJIT.
You can hear Coach Kennedy yelling for that double to come down. They were a little tardy, but they did a great job making it up, and Cooks took away that next pass.
Rodriguez doubled, leaves Sales alone. Good 2-man game there. They beat the shot clock, but Policelli knocked it out. NJIT ball. Now they change it. Looked like it should have been NJIT basketball there.
I'd have to agree with you on that.
He totally walked. These refs have not blown the whistle at all today. Here's DeGroff. Cooks turned it over. Green, he walked too, and they do call it.
Both teams a little sloppy coming out. A lot of it has to do with their effort, the pressure they're putting on themselves to overcome a tough first half offensively. But the defense is right where they picked up, and certainly the glass, Stony Brook, is really attacking it.
Gray cannot connect. This back-to-back situation has done no favors to either one of these teams today. 21-16 Stony Brook.
Well, Dave, you're on top of your game, so at least we got that part down.
Well, practice makes perfect. Here's Sales. Lays it in.
Brinson's got to come over and take the roll right there, at least slow him up. And he stayed outside on Guy right there, and they give up the easy bucket. You can't go up easy buckets in this game.
O'Hearn hits the three. Third three today for NJIT. They're starting to heat up in that regard. The lead is down to 4.
See if they go back to the ball screen. Oh, boy. I don't know what the call is, but they have let so much go.
Wow, a touch foul on DeGraff away from the ball, his third foul. Foul trouble certainly bears watching for DeGraff, and Green threw it away. Stony Brook with 10 turnovers already, NJIT 7.
See if they can get O'Hearn another shot here.
It's been a close game throughout. Neither team is led by more than 8. Gray, all the way to the bucket for the jam! Makai Gray.
That was impressive. Little show the ball and took it hard. Shells got right out of the way.
Policelli still off the mark from downtown. 0 for 4. Cooks, no. Rebounded by Sales.
NJIT is really pushing the pace. It's opened up some offense for him, and game's starting to go up and down a little bit, certainly in NJIT's favor at this point.
Closest they've been in a while. Policelli way off balance, and he hits it. Could have been a foul as well. Cooks has been quiet. 4 points on 1 out of 8 after 25 points yesterday, a season high. Gray, whoa, what a pass to Brinson.
Gray has started this half. He's getting the ball, putting his head down, and he is creating.
Rodriguez with the blow-by.
Both teams, when they're driving right now to protect themselves, are really clearing out with their offhand. Right there, Rodriguez, strong move to the bucket. Stony Brook switching those high ball screens not to give up the easy threes.
The penetration by O'Hearn and the look to Gray, who will be shooting 2 after this timeout. 15:35 left in the ball game. Things starting to heat up. Thank you, Nick. Makai Gray to the line to shoot 2. 4 points so far. Gray had a career-high 8 and a career-high 24 minutes last weekend at Albany. He's now started 4 straight games, coming on here in his freshman year. Makes 1 out of 2. It's now a 1-possession game.
Ooh, Rodriguez off the ball here.
Hobway shooter back in for Stony Brook. He's left open in the corner. Stony Brook ball. They reshuffle the lineup. Stevenson Moore is in. Guy, Rodriguez, Hobway, and McKenzie. NJIT trying to guard the inbound. Hobway is fouled by Brinson.
Can't allow that pass, that direct pass into the post. When teams line up with that split high-low set, the first thing you got to do is make sure they don't throw a direct pass. Usually it's a lob right there. It was a little bounce pass, accomplished the same thing, and now Hobway's shooting 2.
One more coming for Omar Hobway, 57% free throw shooter entering this weekend. Out of Lexington, Virginia. His senior season.
See if O'Hearn can continue his shiftiness and score some buckets again. Any ball screen he's involved in, they're switching, even with Guy going out on him.
They've pretty much taken him out of it with Guy and some long defenders. O'Hearn left open for three. Rodriguez 1-on-3. Knocks over O'Hearn. No call. Hits the bucket.
It's a good no call right there. You know, NJIT is trying to push the pace. Obviously, that was off a missed three. But when that happens, they got to be careful about Rodriguez because it opens up the court for him. And obviously, he can really, really score in a variety of ways. And in transition, he's going to get to the basket more than he's not.
Gray with a quick first step, getting by his man and getting to the line here. 78% entering the weekend at the free throw line.
Got to cash in when you're on the line here. He's done a great job getting to the line, and now he's got to have it pay off for him. 1 for 3 in his last 3 attempts and consecutive trips.
Coleman's in there to try to provide some offense for this team as Gray makes 1 out of 2. Willis is in as well. Gray and Brinson will sit. Brinson came in averaging about 12 per game, only 3 in 16 minutes today. Rodriguez gets it back.
I'll tell you what, Rodriguez multiple times has been on the offensive glass. Must have some long arms.
He's had the fresh legs, and O'Hearn tied him up. DeGraff trying to settle things down there as Hobway with some hard feelings after that play. It was a tie-up. That was the call on the floor. Should be Stony Brook ball. Stony Brook shooting 28%, NJIT 23%. But the Highlanders still right in this thing. It'd be a huge win after trailing most of the game. McKenzie, double team. The dunk for Hobway, left alone on the baseline.
Overclosed out of McKenzie right there. Again, he's really not looking to shoot the ball. He's always looking to drive and dish.
O'Hearn to Willis, and the reverse goes.
Great cut on baseline on the drive up the middle. Again, NJIT drives it in the lane. Good things happen for him.
Willis's first bucket. McKenzie looking for his own shot. Gee, he traveled.
It's a traveling violation. Islanders ball.
Great job of Willis helping the helper right there. Ball screen, threw it back, and he came in to help his defender who had gone to help on the initial ball screen.
Stony Brook, for the fact that they've led this game throughout is amazing. They're 0 for 13 from downtown, and they've turned it over 11 times. Cooks for 3.
Great job. Great job by DeGraff setting him up right there, especially after he just knocked down his last 3.
DeGraff, a good intangible player, coming back from knee problems. Gee rejects Cook's shot. Rodriguez for 3. Hobway coming over the back, and did he travel? No, it's a foul.
No check out on the weak side right there. NJIT's really got to shore up the backboards. Gino Ford's done a great job figuring out how to scrap through to get a W here, and it's get some shots up and attack the glass and get more shots. Try and get to the line or get easy follow-ups, and his team is following that script to a T.
Second foul on Coleman, third on the team. McKenzie to inbound. And Sales lost it. 12th turnover.
Dave, that's the second time they've taken the ball out and thrown the ball away. That's a backbreaker for Stony Brook. You usually want to feel like you're going to get a good shot off of something you practice.
O'Hearn for 3. That's good! Big 3 for Dylan O'Hearn.
The haven't seen him come off a ball screen like that all weekend and with that type of confidence.
One possession game again. O'Hearn, the 41% three-point shooter, drilling it. Policelli on the post-up.
I'll tell you a couple things I might want to do defensively right here is, first of all, I think the defender right there forgot that O'Hearn forgot that Policelli's left-handed, but I might want to give some space to McKenzie and the Sales and make them jump shooters.
O'Hearn again. Oh, my.
It's turning into a fun basketball game right now. After that first half where both teams struggled, everyone's starting to heat it up.
O'Hearn, who averages 12, has 9 now. McKenzie finds a shooter. That's Stevenson Moore. Still nothing from downtown. 0 for 15.
See if O'Hearn can get a shot out of the offense, not look to force it.
Highlanders can tie or take the lead. Just over 11 minutes to go. Cooks to DeGraff. Good patience. Coleman left open. His three is good! Miles Coleman from three. NJIT takes the lead.
Great offense right there, too. DeGraff, so unselfish.
After trailing much of the game, the Highlanders have pulled in front. Policelli hits a tough one off the glass.
O'Hearn's got to force him back the other way. He's got to sit down on that arm. And Policelli might have that in his package, but can't let him go to his strength right there.
Cooks stumbling. Fouled first on the floor. NJIT now 6 for 15 from downtown, 40%. And Stony Brook 0 for 15. That
ball screen the next time to get a shot. Let's see if Coach Kennedy has a diagram right here. He's out right now. But he always comes up with something good on out of bounds. Sorry, I mean, he's taking the ball inbounds.
Gets it into Willis.
And Stony Brook's in the zone. 1-2-2. So you get someone in the high post and play from there.
Oh, they throw it away. Not ready for it, and NJIT with their 8th turnover.
Those turnovers can be very costly, unforced. Gino Ford again playing with the minds of the NJIT team, coming out with a different defense out of the timeout. He knows Coach Kennedy pretty well, that he has some great plays.
Cooks nearly stole that one. Rodriguez gets around him and nails it. He's into double figures with 10. The first into double figures for the Seawolves. They lead by 3.
Still in the 1-2-2. If they can get the ball in the high post and spray it out from there, they'll get a shot. Ball in the high post, kick out.
Good pass from Willis to Cooks, but unable to connect. Cooks just 4 points today. Policelli threw it away. They say it was deflected, so the Seawolves will keep it.
Active hands right there, but on that roll, he was wide open for a layup. Great job knocking the pass down.
NJIT won yesterday by 9, going for the sweep here this afternoon in Newark. Green backing down on O'Hearn. The muscular guard cannot connect, but Gee with the rebound.
Trying to send him down, but he's going to his strong hand.
Policelli still coming up empty, 0 for 5 from downtown. Coleman. O'Hearn for 3 again. Missed it off the glass. He's 4 for 7 from downtown in this game. 12 points to lead the Highlanders. Rodriguez, pretty. Finger roll and the foul.
That's exactly the play I was talking about earlier with the amount of pressure that everyone's putting on the ball. A little give and go. with the post guy who had come up to the elbow. Everyone else is kind of glued up to their man at that point, and the lane was wide open.
6-0 run for Stony Brook, and in a game like this that's been tightly played, that's a big run.
In the first half, a bucket was a big run, but right now both teams look offensively to really be moving well. Again, Stony Brook's going to stay in that zone until NJIT shoots him out of it.
Good reversal by DeGraff to Coleman. Rodriguez hits it. Tough shot.
NJIT's going to take a timeout. They got to change up their ball screen defense a little bit here.
7:51 left. Stony Brook 43, NJIT 36. Don't go away. The thrilling points from Damon Lim, the best player in school history.
Actually, I wasn't here his senior year, and I know he got hurt then, but everyone I saw it was unbelievable. He had a game at North Carolina A&T where he hit about 5 threes in the last 50 seconds, and we almost pulled it out. Kid was a staunch winner.
O'Hearn misses from 3. About 7.5 left in the game. Stony Brook's largest lead has been 8 in this one. They're on an 8-0 run right now. NJIT hasn't scored in about 3.5 minutes.
NJIT brought Diakite in defensively to change up their ball screen defense.
Goes out of bounds off of Gee. NJIT basketball after this official timeout. 7:14 left in Newark. Stony Brook East side and the NJIT Highlanders website.
The standings, other than those top 2 and maybe bottom 2, everyone's kind of bunched together. So a win by either team today would be big as they move forward.
Postseason format still not established in this COVID-ravaged year. It's going to be interesting. Coleman, good pass. Cooks for 3. Couldn't get it. Rebounded by Gee. He has 12 rebounds in the game. Only 3 points, but 12 boards. Stony Brook is plus 17 on the glass.
That's a change Coach Kennedy had right there. They trapped the ball screen, forced him to give it up.
Gee thought about it from 3. Driving, fouled by Coleman. That's his 3rd.
Got to force him to be a jump shooter at the foul line. And we all know he and Sales can really shoot the ball at 15 feet, but you got to keep him from going to the basket. If he goes to the basket with that length and his ability, it's at least getting to the line at worst 3 points.
Sales has been relatively quiet today with 6.7 rebounds. He had a career-high 29 yesterday. Gee gets the friendly roll. Oui.
As we move forward, and I really struggled in French. Ask everyone at Stuyvesant High School. It wasn't a many-year course, but I made it one, that's for sure. So we'll leave the French to you. But Stony Brook's one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the league. They really struggle from the line, other than Policelli. So, as the game gets a little moves along, and at the end here, if they go to the line, it'll be interesting to see how they do.
Just 59% from the line today, kicked by Policelli. So NJIT will have it with 6:20 left. The Highlanders just haven't scored here down the stretch. 4.5 minutes now without a point.
They've gotten the ball where they want, right in the foul line. They've sprayed it out for some wide open shots, and they just haven't been able to cash in on it. There, got in the high post. They were able to get another look.
O'Hearn stripped, fouled on Policelli. Second foul. Neither team in the bonus here. 4 team fouls on Stony Brook, 5 on NJIT.
Looks like they're changing a man-to-man on the out of bounds right here. Caught NJIT by surprise.
Brinson and Cooks have combined for 7 points. It's hard for the Highlanders win like that. Willis. Got it! That's a 3 for Diego Willis. NJIT calls time. They'll have only 1 left with 5:49 left on the clock.
Conference play already.
One of your keys was for NJIT to control the paint. They've not been able to do that. DeGraff has not had a huge game. Neither has Diakite, and it's added up to Stony Brook plus 18 on the glass and plus 16 in the paint.
Plus the second chance points that have come out of it. Here's a shot for Policelli.
And he's fouled by Willis.
Got to force him to his right. They've done a great job on him from 3. You know, I understand that, but still the next step is don't let him go to his left. Most lefties only go left, and he's certainly one of those. As good as he is, you got to force him to his right and see what happens.
Next NJIT foul. Stony Brook will be in the 1-and-1. Policelli. Still cold from downtown. Hobway saved it to the wrong team.
Got to have Brinson step up a little bit here. Again, here comes his zone.
Stony Brook 0 for 17 from downtown. Huge story. Willis. O'Hearn doesn't get the roll. That would have been big.
Good job getting him the shot there. Dribble penetration into the lane and the kick out. Hobway did a great job there on D. We can go over that a little bit.
Rodriguez thought he was fouled. Stony Brook bench not happy. O'Hearn, he took a knee. Ball out of bounds to Stony Brook. Coach Kennedy is down on his knees pleading for a foul.
I was kind of confused there. The referee hit his hands like the ball was deflected. If it was deflected, it should have stayed at that end, but still it went the other way. He did lose the ball early. I don't know if there was a deflection after that. Maybe that's what the motion was he was saying, that he lost it on the way up. But I didn't believe he was fouled on that play. I don't know about you, Dave.
Minor contact.
For today.
Yeah.
I'm always going to side on whatever Coach Kennedy thinks anyway, though.
Here's Gee. McKenzie's back in for Stony Brook. Policelli. 8 on the shot clock. And Green is mugged. He'll be shooting 2.
Everyone checked out but O'Hearn right there, and Green just went to the glass. He's doing what he does best. Create havoc, getting his team extra opportunities. And now we'll see how their free throw shooting is down the stretch.
Green just a 64% free throw shooter. Queens native has one more coming.
I'd be worried if I was NJIT with those 2 big guys on the free throw looking for offensive rebounds.
Stevenson Moore returns, replacing Sales.
They're switching up and going man-to-man, it looks like right here. Gino Ford keeps switching it up. When he calls out 5, it looks like they go man and they're in man.
Guard the perimeter. NJIT's offense is stalled except for some three-point shooting. O'Hearn along the baseline, fouled.
It looked like they're switching everything on the floor too. He's just so versatile, even at his size. You could drive by him, but you know what? He's still there. He's that long.
Good inbound pass to Brinson from O'Hearn. Brinson has 5, and the lead is down to 5. 4 minutes left.
Still got to take away guys' strengths right there.
Policelli, his first 3 in eons. He was 0 for 6 in this ball game. 0 for 5 yesterday, but that was a big one. O'Hearn cannot answer, way off the mark, rebounded by Stevenson Moore, and it's now 49-41. Stony Brook has matched their largest lead, inside 3.5 to go. McKenzie to Gee for the jam. That one hurts if you're NJIT.
McKenzie does what he does, drive and distribute.
Stony Brook bench really into it now. They can taste the split. They can taste victory. And the reach-in foul on Stevenson Moore will step aside with 2:58 left. Stony Brook has taken their largest out of those huddles.
NJIT is talking about trying to get a quality shot quickly and then get into some type of defensive pressure. Stony Brook, you know, they've changed their defense. They're in man-to-man here, but they're talking about ball security, time, and score.
Butler back in for NJIT. Cooks trying for the quick two, does not get the roll. Rebounded by Gee. He has 13 rebounds in this game and 7 points for the Seawolves.
Terrific play. They got an open layup, unfortunately, for Cooks. And NJIT didn't go in.
As great as Cooks was yesterday, 8 out of 14, 25 points. He's 1 for 13 today, 4 points. Bolicelli stopped by O'Hearn, 4 on the shot clock. McKenzie doesn't get the roll, gets his own rebound. New shot clock. Goes up. Gee, no. NJIT has life with just over 2 minutes left. They need a quick three.
Don't know if Coach Ford was excited by those shots right there.
DeGraff had an open look. Now Butler does. Way off the mark. O'Hearn rejected. Gets it. Won't count. Held ball. Stony Brook possession. Gee with the block shot.
You know, when you have a lead at the end of the game, you get an offensive rebound. McKenzie, in my opinion, I thought he should have just brought the ball right out, taken another 30 seconds off the clock. It's more of your opponent than anything right now is the clock. You want to wind it down and get out of town with a W. Gee gets the ball, different story. Should have tried to dunk it or finger roll it like he did. Didn't go in. NJIT fought for it, but they were unable to cash in at this end.
NJIT was hot shooting the three early second half, but they're 1 for their last 9 from downtown, and it's been part of their undoing.
NJIT in a 1-2-2 diamond press. They were looking to try and trap the first pass that was out there, and just because of how they were lined up, they were able to throw over the top of it, and Stony Brook advanced the ball. Now here they are at the foul line. And you know, we talk about Stony Brook being a poor free throw shooting team. You only need a couple guys to be real good and make sure if you're winning, they have the ball in their hands, and they'll shoot an inordinate amount of free throw attempts, and you become a good free throw shooting team, which kind of masks the guys who can't.
Gee, just a 61% shooter, but he knocks down the front end.
Looked good to me out there.
Yep. He was better last year, 71%. Went to Monroe College, originally from Staten Island. Big free throws. Seawolves with their biggest lead. NJIT needs a miracle.
They got to start it with a bucket right here. DeGraff's got to shoot the ball. They're not playing him.
That's 3 for Kel DeGraff, and NJIT takes their final timeout. They get it to single digits with 1:32 left.
This team's going to struggle a little bit. That's a lot of pressure to put on him, but, you know, that's what his resume says. Is he's got the ability to score, and that's why he's risen up the all-time scoring list.
Damir Faison is into the game to guard the inbound, a lanky 6'7" redshirt freshman. And he's in there to give some fouls as well. Cook's on the bench. DeGraff is going to come back in.
They were in their diamond 1-2-1-1 press, trapping the first pass. you try and get a steal. If not, you're going to foul and stop the clock.
Rodriguez to the line. 14 points to lead Stony Brook today. 0 for 1 from the stripe. 6 rebounds for the guard also in 29 minutes. And the front end is good.
It's another 65% foul shooter who also looks pretty good on the foul line.
Yep.
And again, that has a lot to do with, as I talked about before, the shooting with your legs and everything. Just not getting enough reps in practice.
Stony Brook making their free throws down the stretch, trying to close this one out. Butler turned it over. And this one's just about over. Policelli is coming back in for the Seawolves.
When you talk about that rebounding margin, Stony Brook came out and attacked the glass and put the pressure. They kind of got away from NJIT early in the first half with those extra possessions with Green on the glass and Policelli second half posting up. So they came out and really forced their will on NJIT.
Brinson with the foul. This one hurts for the Highlanders. They could have gone to 500 for the year and 500 in the league, despite the fact that most of their games have been played on the road so far.
Yeah, I know. You know, Coach Kennedy's really done a great job, as have the players. It's just been, the year is just so different, and not having all those pauses in COVID, not having the summer to do things, and we also heard Diakité's interview with Jeff Goodman. Just your heart bleeds for those guys being quarantined for 40 plus days. I can't imagine 4 days of it, and you know, it's affected them, no doubt. It's affected everybody, you know, basketball players, people in general. But you know, as far as this team's concerned, this loss definitely hurts them. And you look over there, there's guys who are banged up. There's guys who are hurt. Everyone's kind of banged up at this time of year, but they have guys with injuries who are really trying to suck up and play through it for him and the team and the school.
Bakary launches a three. No good. NJIT is supposed to go to Hartford next weekend. Couple games at 2 o'clock. And Stony Brook after this supposed to go to Vermont for 2. But again, the official schedule will be announced 5 o'clock today on the America East website and NJITHighlanders.com. Inside a minute to go. Stony Brook nursing their largest lead. Rodriguez missed the bunny.
Apropos how the game's ending right here. Offensive rebound off a missed layup, and Stony Brook gets the ball back.
18 offensive rebounds for Stony Brook, only 7 for NJIT. Huge factor in this game. Rodriguez for 3. And now Stony Brook can just dribble out the clock. 7 seconds.
Yeah, Stony Brook's a good team. Very talented. Great win for NJIT yesterday. Tough loss for them today.
So they split. Stony Brook 7-7, 5-3 in the league, and NJIT falls to 5-7, 4-6 in America East.